The ending of the Indiana Fever versus Phoenix Mercury game certainly didn't go unnoticed, especially when things got heated between CaitlinClark and Dewanna Bonner at center court, a tense moment that quickly caught the attention of fans, commentators, and the ever-hungry world of sports media. What was intended by Bonner to be a bold show of veteran toughness ended up as yet another moment where a player underestimates Clark's media gravity. One small gesture, Clark waving Bonner away, was all it took to hijack the game's narrative and trigger a storm of online reactions. For a team like the Fever, clawing for a playoff spot while juggling injuries, mixed player statuses, and constant lineup shifts, this game had tension written all over it already. Add to that the return rumors about Clark's readiness, Coach Stephanie White's non-committal updates, and the exhausting speculation surrounding the star's health, and you have the perfect pressure cooker. But Clark thrives in pressure. Whether she's launching logo threes, dishing out flashy assists, or simply existing on the hardwood, she draws more eyes than almost anyone in the WNBA. That spotlight, however, also makes her a target, and Bonner chose the wrong moment to test her. The thing is, Bonner should have known better. This league has already seen what happens when vets go at Clark. They don't just pick a fight, they become part of a viral moment, a trending topic, and often the punchline. Clark didn't escalate anything. She stood her ground, calmly gestured for Bonner to take her frustration elsewhere, and let the cameras tell the story. The moment played out in front of thousands in the arena and millions online. In trying to show dominance, Bonner ended up fueling the Clark machine. And in today's game, narrative is everything. The Fever may have lost the scoreboard battle, but in terms of lasting impact, Clark won without even breaking a sweat. Let's not ignore the context here. Bonner was once on the Fever roster, and Clark had even expressed admiration for her in the past, citing her as someone she wanted to win a ring for. But that goodwill didn't stop Bonner from engaging in a chest-puffing exchange that backfired instantly. As Clark waved her off, fans erupted, not just in the arena but across every social media platform. The league can't bury this moment. Whether the refs saw it or not, whether the broadcasters tried to move past it or not, the internet wasn't letting go. And it's hard to blame them. The clip was instant meme material. Fans weren't talking about Phoenix's balanced offense or their 5 double-digit scores. They were locked into one moment, Clark versus Bonner. That's the CaitlinClark effect. She turns minor confrontations into league-defining moments. Every shove, every look, every sarcastic hand wave becomes fuel for her brand. And this isn't about fragility. Clark isn't playing the victim. She's playing chess. She knows that in a league starving for exposure and in need of new stars, she holds a unique position, and she leans into it. The more she's targeted, the bigger she gets. What's even more ironic is that while Bonner was trying to intimidate Clark, it was Lexi Hull quietly causing the Mercury real problems. Hull's 18-point performance in 35 minutes, combined with solid defense, was a masterclass in impact without flash. She wasn't in anyone's face. She didn't need to be. She let her game do the talking. But of course, that doesn't go viral. What does? A veteran jawing at the league's most talked about player and getting publicly dismissed. That's what fans remember. It's also part of a deeper issue with the Fever. Stephanie White's coaching decisions are drawing more questions by the game. Letting teams like Phoenix drop balanced scoring lines on you isn't just about matchups. It's about preparation and execution. Fans are tired of hearing vague injury updates, day-to-day statuses, and the same post-game cliches. They want accountability, and they want to see their young core managed like a future contender, not a PR project. Through it all, Clark remains the lightning rod. The star who, even when she doesn't fill up the stat sheet, still dominates the storyline. Because it's not just about points, it's about presence. Clark understands that. And the WNBA is still trying to figure out how to handle it. Veterans want to humble her. Refs seem unsure how to officiate her. Fans, they're either fiercely loyal or endlessly critical, but they're always watching. So when Bonner tries to make a point by confronting Clark mid-game, she ends up being the one who looks unhinged. It's not intimidation, it's insecurity. And Clark handled it exactly as she needed to. Cool, calm, and camera-ready. But let's go back to Hull for a moment, because she truly deserves recognition in this mess. While Bonner was flexing for the cameras, Hull was locking in defensively and putting pressure on Phoenix where it mattered. Her performance might not light up headlines, but it's these types of efforts that keep the Fever competitive. Unfortunately, solid play often gets overshadowed by drama, and that drama is amplified by coaching decisions that continue to baffle fans. Defensive breakdowns, inconsistent rotations, and a lack of clear identity have plagued Indiana all season. Throw in a string of vague injury updates, and it's no wonder frustration is boiling over. And through it all, Clark remains the central figure. She gets fouled hard with no call. She gets heckled on and off the court. She gets challenged by veterans who, instead of mentoring the next generation, try to belittle it. But every time they do, they give Clark another opportunity to win without even scoring. She understands her role as a symbol as much as a player. She's not just dribbling a ball. She's controlling a narrative. She knows when to speak, when to smirk, and when to step back and let the camera do the work. That's media savvy you can't teach. And Bonner, unintentionally, became the latest prop in that ongoing saga. The fan reaction, predictable and powerful. Fever fans have grown louder and more united, not just in their support for Clark, but in their outrage over the way she's treated. They've seen her absorb hit after hit with minimal protection. They've seen her mocked, criticized, and now challenged by veterans on national broadcasts. And they're over it. So they respond the only way modern fans can, by turning a petty moment into a viral spectacle. The clip of Bonner confronting Clark became an online firestorm, and guess what? No one cared about the final score. They cared about the vibe, the moment, the expression on Clark's face as she dismissed a veteran's antics like they were background noise. That's how narratives are won. And the impact isn't just social, it's strategic. Because while Phoenix might have walked away with the W, they didn't walk away with the momentum. Clark did. That moment will live on far longer than any box score. And for Bonner, it's already a meme. Let's be clear, Clark's not trying to be some league villain. She's just doing her job, being competitive, being expressive, and refusing to be intimidated. And for some reason, that rubs people the wrong way. But if the goal is to knock her off her pedestal, veterans like Bonner are going about it all wrong. Every shove, every stare down, every cheap shot only adds to Clark's mythos. Instead of humbling her, it elevates her. And fans? They're not tuning out, they're tuning in. So when Bonner's 19-point night is reduced to a footnote under a viral clip of her getting waved away like a gnat, that's not bad luck, that's bad judgment. And the worst part, it keeps happening. Week after week, game after game, Clark becomes the center of drama, not of her own making. And every time, she comes out looking like the one in control. The WNBA has to reckon with that. The more players try to shut her down through antics instead of gameplay, the more obvious it becomes who actually has the power. And Clark knows it. She plays into it with a mix of sarcasm, confidence, and calculated restraint that makes others look like they're doing too much. That's not just talent, that's star power. That's why Hollywood Buzzing and every other outlet can't stop talking about her. The league has a choice: embrace the change or keep resisting it. Because if they keep handing Clark viral moments on a silver platter, she's going to keep building a legacy that overshadows everything else. So what's the takeaway here? Bonner tried to send a message, but she became the message. Clark didn't score 30. She didn't dunk on anyone. She waved. That's all it took. And in today's game, that's more than enough. So what do you think? Was this just an in-game flare-up? Or did Bonner seriously miscalculate by stepping to CaitlinClark? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay locked in with Hollywood Buzzing for more on every twist in this increasingly dramatic WNBA season.